They told you tariffs would make America rich again, that China would pay the price. But here's the truth. Al Green just ripped wide open on the Hill. You paid for Trump's tariffs. Every trip to the grocery store, every higher price tag, every small business struggling to stay afloat, that wasn't China footing the bill. That was you.
Mr. Treasurer, when you testified before the Senate, you indicated that the CDFI fund is a very important program. It's very important to us. Is this correct?
I did, sir.
And is it true that you would not agree that it is a woke program, it has cultural Marxism associated with it, and that it is abused? You wouldn't agree with that, would you?
Sorry, I think the CDFI fund is performing its statutory functions as required.
So you would not agree then that it's woke? Is it statutory function to be woke?
I've never seen that in the statute, sir.
Okay. What about Marxism? Is that associated with it in the statute?
Again, sir, I've never seen that.
Okay. Now, given that the president desires to cut into this program, you're the Secretary of the Treasury, what are you going to do about it to protect it?
Sir, the skinny budget does propose a new $100 million award program that will provide access to affordable financing.
Does that take care of the many billions that we put in, $12 billion to support the CDFIs? That's a lot. It's quite a distance from the $12 billion, sir. What are you going to do about it?
Look, I understand.
Do you advise the president?
Sorry?
Do you advise the president?
I advise the president on a wide range of matters.
Is this considered a part of a wide range of matters? Would you advise the president that he shouldn't cut these funds?
I look forward to working with you and the committee to ensure these programs operate efficiently for taxpayers.
What about efficiently for taxpayers and efficiently as a result of them being in place to do so? If you don't have the money, they can't be efficient. They can't serve taxpayers if you don't have the money. 61% of these programs are in Republican districts.
Is there a question?
Yes, it is a question in the sense that I'm asking you to suggest to the president that this is important and that you not cut it.
So the skinny, as I said,
100 million is quite a distance from 12 billion.
Well, that's not the annual appropriate. 12 billion is not the annual appropriation.
No, but 12 billion is what we, a bipartisan group of folk, put into the CDFIs as well as into the minority depository institutions. We don't want to see that cut. Let's go to another area. Do you agree that when a tariff is imposed upon a product that's coming into this country, that the tariff is collected at the border?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree that that money that's collected goes into the Treasury's coffer?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree also that if the person that is importing this product is of the opinion that it is something that his clientele, his customers desire, that he will pay that tariff?
Yes, sir.
And do you agree that when he pays that tariff, he's likely to pass it on to his customers, his consumers?
Sir, the laws of economics would say that they're very elastic.
I understand, but do you agree that he is likely to do that? Do you agree that he does it sometime? Do you agree that he does it sometime?
Again,
do you agree that he ever do it? Does he ever do it?
Sure.
So your position is, as the great treasurer you are, that this is not passed on to the taxpayers?
It could be.
The consumers. It could be? Well, is it ever? It's hard to say yes, isn't it? It really is.
It's not hard
don't listen, sir. You don't have to fear. Don't listen. Don't fear the president, sir. Is it ever passed on? Have you ever heard of this tax money being collected and passed on to the consumer to pay? Have you ever heard of that?
Well, the most recent studies from...
Okay, let's go on to this point. I have a better point to make. Excuse me, I'm reclaiming my time. I have a better point. Listen just a second. I only have a little bit of time. And when it goes into the coffers, that money is then going to be a part of the tax dollars that can be accorded to persons in terms of a tax cut. Is this true?
It's part of the overall.
Yes, it is true, which means that the consumer, the person who pays that tax, this tariff tax, when he makes that purchase, is going to put his money in your coffer, our coffer, and then the president later on can say, you got a tax cut, but it's really the money that the consumer has put into your coffer. That is true. I yield back.
This exchange between Congressman Al Green and Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent may seem like another tense moment in a long congressional hearing, but it actually cuts to the very heart of economic truth and political manipulation in America. When Al Green pressed Bessent about tariffs and told him, "Don't fear the president," he wasn't just questioning fiscal policy. He was calling out how fear, misinformation, and political loyalty distort the truth and hurt ordinary Americans. Let's unpack what just happened and why it matters. For years, Donald Trump sold tariffs as a bold, America-first economic weapon. He told his supporters that tariffs on China, Mexico, and others would make them pay, that foreign countries were footing the bill for America's prosperity. It was a talking point that played well on campaign stages and cable news soundbites. But what Al Green exposed here, in simple and direct terms, is that this was never true. The economic reality is brutally straightforward. When the U.S. imposes a tariff, it's American importers and eventually American consumers who pay that cost. Those costs get built into the price of everything from clothes to electronics to groceries. It's not China or Mexico paying for it, it's you at the checkout counter. And when that money gets collected at the border, it flows into the U.S. Treasury. It becomes government revenue, a revenue stream that politicians like Trump later point to as tax cuts or surpluses. What Green was saying, in essence, is that this is a financial illusion. The government is taking from one hand and giving back with the other, and calling it a gift. Imagine paying extra for the same goods at the store because of tariffs, only to be told later that you're getting a tax cut funded by the money you already paid. That's the loop. That's the deception. But Green wasn't just exposing economic sleight of hand. He was shining a light on something deeper, how fear and political pressure silence truth-telling inside government. When he told Bessent, "Don't fear the president," that wasn't a throwaway line. It was a statement about courage in governance, about how officials, even at the highest levels, sometimes dance around facts to avoid offending power. The hesitation in Bessent's voice, his long-winded non-answers, those moments reveal how truth is filtered through political calculation. Think about what that means in practice. Economic policy in this country, especially under Trump, wasn't about protecting working families or small businesses. It was about optics, about appearing strong, about selling a story of economic patriotism, even when the policies themselves made life harder for the people they claimed to protect. Tariffs were a hidden tax on the middle class, the poor, and especially on communities of color, communities that already spend a higher share of their income on basic goods. Green's exchange forces us to look at that imbalance, because every tariff dollar collected didn't just raise prices, it deepened inequality. The wealthy could absorb it, corporations could pass it on, but working-class Americans had no such buffer. And here's the painful irony. Many of those same Americans were told they were benefiting from a strong America First policy, when in reality, they were subsidizing it. And that's what makes Al Green's questioning so powerful. He's not shouting, not grandstanding, he's teaching. He's walking the witness and the audience through a basic economic principle that's often buried under political rhetoric. He's giving the public the vocabulary to see through the illusion. So when he says, "Don't fear the president," what he's really saying is, tell the truth. Because truth doesn't fear power. Power fears truth. That's what accountability looks like. It's not always flashy. Sometimes it's a simple line of questioning that reveals the machinery behind the message, how political slogans get converted into real-life consequences for ordinary people. And this is why hearings like this matter. They strip away the talking points and show who really pays when government policy gets shaped by fear instead of fairness. The takeaway isn't just about tariffs, it's about the cost of silence. When officials won't speak up, when truth becomes optional, everyday people foot the bill, literally and figuratively. If this kind of clarity and courage matters to you, if you believe Americans deserve leaders who tell the truth about where our money really goes, then don't just watch, Participate. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Liberal Lens. Because breaking down these moments, explaining the stakes, and giving voice to the truth, that's how we build a more informed and empowered democracy. What Al Green did here wasn't just economic oversight, it was moral oversight. He reminded us that in politics, truth-telling is still a radical act.